if I didn't mention it I didn't mention the games that the Titans would lose. The games I didn't mention are the games I had the Titans picked for losing in my 2018 Titans season preview video. So I'll just go over them now. I had the Jaguars game picked as a loss, and why I had that picked as a loss is because it's in Jacksonville. Titans playing a great team. I was convinced they wouldn't be able to sweep Jaguars, and it's still possible they're not going to because they still got one more game. They got to play against the Jaguars, which is going to be in Nashville. And so why I had it pick as a loss at the Jags, and still did, is because Fournette, he'd have a great game. Bortles, he wouldn't be contained and continue to throw balls, including touchdowns. It would have been mostly similar to the game where the Jaguars easily defeated the Patriots, except the Titans would have kept it a close, watchable game. And even with knowing that I knew that going in that Fournette wasn't going to play, but I still didn't change my prediction for that because even with Fournette, he wasn't going to be playing because Mariota was iffy. He didn't start, and they're playing a great team on the road, and was convinced that Gabbert wouldn't be able to move the ball enough multiple times in order to defeat a great team, the Jaguars, in Jacksonville. Could have been in Nashville, and I still wouldn't have confidence that he would have been able to move the ball because the Jaguars, they have a great defense. They made Brady look like a damn chump, and that game was not, even though the Patriots made that score look respectable, that game was not as close to the score at all. That game was an embarrassment. It was a all too easy win for the Jaguars when they easily defeated the Patriots. And that's why I had to pick as a loss. Was convinced that Gabbert wouldn't be able to. With Gabbert starting, that he wouldn't be able to move the ball against the great Jaguars defense, and the Jaguars would be too much for the Titans to overcome. Mainly the Jaguars defense, and also Bortles being able to play great, move the ball, and the Jaguars winning the turnover battle. Obviously, I'm obvious. And then the other games I had him pick as far as losing, Eagles, it would have be similar to. I'm going to still change these if I want to, but as far as the other four games I had them losing, Texans, at Texans as far as why losing that game, and at Colts, because this is just pretty much similar with Watson and Luck. They're both playing great. They make too many big plays for the Titans to contain. And in a decent, close game, the Titans aren't able to make more big plays than the Texans and the Colts on the road. Mainly with Luck and Watson both making too many big plays for the Titans to overcome to win those two road games. There was also Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott. They play that in Dallas, and why I have that picked as a loss is mainly because it's in Dallas, and not just because it's in Dallas. Prescott, he's a mobile, great, talented, possible great QB. He is reliable. So hard to get him contained as far as mobility, along with Zeke the Freak. No doubt he has a great game, and with him having a great game, that's just too much for the Titans. Even if the Titans are able to keep it a close game, Zeke the Freak running wild is just too much for the Titans to overcome in thundering Dallas, with the Cowboys winning that home game, along with Prescott making too many big plays for the Titans to overcome. And then there's also the game versus the Eagles that I am going to be changing, but as far as why I had that picked as a loss, because Titans not being in a group, if I put that in my preview video, and I am going to be changing that, but as far as why I had that picked as a loss is because Titans not being in a groove and needing 4, maybe 5 games to gel before they finally play effectively as a team in this new system. Along with the Eagles, similar to that Rams game, the Eagles would be making too many big plays for the Titans to similar to the Rams game last season. It'd be pretty much similar to that Rams game last season, with the Eagles making too many big plays with their offensive arsenal for the Titans to overcome. As far as why they won that, along with the Eagles' defense being disruptive and being able to contain multiple big plays from Mariota. So the Eagles would be winning a exciting, great, dramatic, close game by maybe 9 or 10 points or 7. It's as far as why I had that picked as a loss. A game where they're expected to lose, but a game where they play pretty damn good or great, but just not great enough to win, versus a team that they're expected not to defeat. Anyways, back to this. Now on to this game. This is a game I was expecting. I predicted that the Titans would lose and that they wouldn't. This is a game that I still picked, even with knowing Mariota being iffy, that I picked the Titans to lose mainly because wasn't not confident that they would, for the game, that they would lose to the Jaguars. Without a doubt, would be convinced it would be in humid Jacksonville where they have the home field advantage, and also for the fact that Gabbert is starting, and convinced that he wouldn't be able to be effective and move the ball consistently enough times to defeat a great Jaguars team that has a disruptive, ferocious defense. And the Titans would win along with Gabbert making too many big plays for the Titans to overcome. And even though, or maybe they just get freaking embarrassed, would have been highly possible, because from the limited amount of time I saw Gabbert, I didn't see anything that indicated that he would have been able to move the ball the way Mariota did, or even close to that. And Jaguars are a completely different animal compared to the Texans. The Texans can still have that disruptive defense, but Jaguars do have a great defense that I don't doubt at all I would put in the same league as the LA Rams. And of course, they might have maybe they might have that advantage as far as allowing less points, but it's still undeniably disruptive, ferocious. And so, yeah, that's why I picked the Jaguars, that's why I picked the Jaguars to win this game. And obviously I'm wrong, and in the best way possible, because the Titans ended up playing one of the lowest scoring games, possibly the lowest scoring game of NFL Week 3, and maybe the lowest scoring. It's possibly the lowest scoring game as far as in the Titans-Jaguars series. And I mean, all of the games involving these two teams, which is going to go back to all the way when they weren't the Tennessee Titans, they were the Houston Oilers, and they had a short period of time of being the Tennessee Oilers before becoming the Tennessee Titans. But anyways, 9-6, the Titans end up winning a great, dramatic, close, exciting game. Other persons can disagree. This wasn't an exciting game, that this was boring, but there are just some games where you're just not going to get touchdowns, and that doesn't change because it was still competitive. It was still close. That I'm going to disagree that it was a boring game, because this was anything but boring at all. This had late game drama. This had two teams trying to get into the end zone. This had two teams that neither were easily winning the game since it was a low scoring, and they had to rely on all the kick, and both teams had to rely on their kickers. It was the whole kickers game in this one. And I was really damn happy that the Titans, again, they were able to. I'm amazed because it's the second week in a row that they defeat a division foe. And also, again, they win by 3 points again exactly. And again, it's pretty much the same game. Again, it came down to the final possession, the Titans defense having to defend on the final possession. And again, they defended. The Jaguars had a hell of a lot less time to work with, but Titans defended, because the Jaguars were able to get some laterals. And so I wasn't really worried, but I wasn't really worried at all that they were going to be able to get the ball at midfield or past midfield to kick a game-winning field goal, mainly because they had a hell of a lot less time. And even when they were using the laterals, they just weren't able to get most of the Titans players far away from the receiver to have that big play, either to have a shot at the end zone or have the possibility of kicking a game-tying field goal. So I was excited, and I was kind of I wasn't worried, but I was still excited and okay, I guess I was uneasy because Titans giving up the big because giving up the big play is still a possibility with more than 5 or 10 seconds left, and Jaguars are able to get some successful laterals off, and they had one last attempt at a lateral which failed completely miserably when it looked like they were trying to use something kind of similar to the Music City Miracle, and the Titans were able to get in the area, knock the ball down, and recover to end the whole use of the laterals. And so I'm extremely happy that the Titans have a 2-game winning streak. They've won 2 great, dramatic, close, exciting games, both by 3 points, both division games, and a 2 games winning streak of 2 games, and both of these are division games. They defeated the Texans 20-17. They go on the road and they defeat a undefeated Jaguars team that was coming off a great win against easily defeating the Patriots in a game that was not as close as a score, and they highly contained them, defeating them in a damn low-scoring game, 9-6. So I'm extremely happy that the Titans have this 2-game winning streak, that they're 2-0 in the division, and they are currently in first place, and they have, after that stinker versus the Dolphins, which highly possible might be because it was one of the longest games, and with the multiple delays that may have screwed up with their momentum, highly possible because Titans have played 2 full games, and they've won those 2 full games with 0 that had no weather delays. They had to play the longest NFL game with multiple weather delays, and they lost that longest NFL game to the Dolphins. So I'm extremely happy that they have this 2-game winning streak. I'm damn impressed that they've been able to. I'm amazed and I'm impressed that they've been able to win at home. They've been able to recover, and they recover by winning at home, and then they go on the road and end up defeating what was a undefeated Jaguars team 2-0 and win a big game to improve their record to 2-1, improve their record to 2-0 in the division, to increase and improve their record to 2-0 overall as far as the division goes, and in the Jaguars' undefeated streak, which happened in Jacksonville for the 2nd consecutive season. Wasn't as high scoring as the last time they played them, but I don't care. That doesn't matter to me at all. It doesn't matter. No doubt it doesn't matter to the team, because all that matters in football is if you get the win. It could be by 1, could be by 5, could be by 20, could be by 50. Just as long as you get the win, that's all that matters in the NFL, college football, and high school football, except there's slightly more of a difference in college football because you mostly do get the style points for how much you get. But as far as NFL goes, it doesn't matter if you win by 1, you win by 5, you win by 12. Just as long as you get the win, and you have a better division record than that other team or other teams, you're going to be in first place. If you have a better division record than this other team or those other teams, and if you have more wins than those other 3, than your foe or foes. And defense, again, they proved effective because they had to defend Bortles. It looked like he had an opportunity for what was going to be, it could have been a big run, and late in the game, and he got tackled before he could get past the first down, past the first down yard line, past the first down area. So again, the Titans defense, they were tested, and they were a bend but don't break, and they played without a doubt their best game of the season because they allowed their lowest amount of points, which was 6. And even better than the last game is the Jaguars. They didn't get to midfield. They didn't even get close to midfield. They didn't get past midfield. I know a lot of that has to do with the fact that the Jaguars had less time, but I'm still pretty damn happy that this time that the Titans were able to defend effectively against the Jaguars, and they weren't threatening at all they were not threatening at all to be able to kick a game-winning field goal or maybe throw a game-winning touchdown. And I will give my prediction as far as I will give my game prediction as far as the Titans. I will give my game prediction for the Titans defeat for the Eagles Titans big game, for the big game of the Titans playing the Eagles, which is going to be happening soon, and that will be on a Saturday, and that will be on a Saturday, and obviously that's going to be with explanation as far as why, the score, and reasons why I'm picking the Titans to win this big game against the Eagles, which is one of their heavyweight games. Their other heavyweight game is playing the Patriots, that even though I'm still, without a doubt, even if Patriots currently, it looks like they're having a challenging year, I still have no doubt at all that that's still going to be a heavyweight challenging, damn hard, damn challenging game to win, because Patriots have, without a doubt, the greatest coach in the NFL, one of the greatest coaches in sports, and the GOAT that is Tom Brady. So no doubt, even if the Patriots are having a challenging season, which after three games it appears that they are, that I'm not counting them out, and I don't doubt even if Patriots have like a down year where they're not winning 10 or 11 games, that this is still going to be a damn challenging game to win. So you'll get that prediction, Eagles Titans on Saturday, college football Saturday to be exact, which will be tomorrow. Go Titans, defeat the damn Eagles, the high flying Eagles.